A very good morning dear students. Now in this video we are going to see the remaining chopper classification. In the last video we already discussed and we already learned class A, B, C. Now we are going to learn class D and class E. This is the class D chopper. So it works like a two quadrants. So here output voltage is, see, output current is same, output current is same, that is the positive. Output voltage only one time it is the positive and other time it is the negative. So here also we are using the two choppers. See, you can see the difference between the choppers are connected opposite. This is chopper 1 and this is chopper 2. Two choppers we used and two diodes D1 and D2, and this is nothing but a voltage we connected across the load RL load E. See, when in chopper D, it is also the two quadrant chopper. When the both chopper CH1 and CH2 are triggered, so output voltage is nothing but a Vs, and also output current is also positive. And then chopper 1 and chopper 2, both the choppers are off. What will happen? The load current continues to flow in the same direction, but because of the D1 and D2, whatever the energy stored in the inductor, due to that the D1 and D2 will be on, the output voltage is negative. So the first place output voltage is positive and second place output voltage is negative, but output current, both the case output current is positive. The average load voltage is positive if the chopper on time is more than the off time, and also the average output voltage becomes negative. So that's why T on is always less than the T off. Hence the direction of the load current is always positive, but direction of the load voltage can be positive or negative. See, this is the simple waveform. So the waveform here, this is nothing but the first chopper current and second chopper current. Now you can see first chopper 1 and chopper 2 is on. When both the choppers are on, the output first initially it is I minimum, it goes to the maximum I maximum. When both are off, because of the inductor property, diode D1 and D2 will be conducting. Due to that, the current, whatever the current will be, falls to minimum. See, that the current is falls to minimum. Again the same thing will be repeated. So now here we can see that one. So even in the output voltage waveform also, when both the choppers are on, output voltage goes to the maximum. When the both the choppers are off, D1 and D2 will be conducting because of that one. So here first it is 0, then it will goes to the negative, then both again the same thing will be repeated. Now we can see the class E chopper. So in the class E chopper, one second. In the class E chopper, so we are going to use the 4 choppers. Is chopper 1, chopper 2, chopper 3, chopper 4. Same thing, 4 diode D1, D2, D3 and D4. So this operation is, it operates like a 4 quadrants. So that's why we can call it as a class E chopper is nothing but a 4 quadrant chopper. So in the 4 quadrants chopper is nothing but a, when chopper 1 and chopper 4 are, so the first quadrants both are positive, next positive negative, again both are negative, all these are positive. When chopper 1 and chopper 4 are on, so and D2 also will be conducting. In that case I1 and I2, so the output voltage and output current both are positive. When chopper 2, next one is chopper 2 and D4, CH2 and D4 is conducting. So because of that, output current is negative and output voltage is same. It maintains the same positive voltage. Then chopper 3 and chopper 2, if both are on, so what will happen? Both goes to the negative. Both the voltage, output voltage and output current goes to negative. When both the diodes D2 and D3 will be on and chopper 4 is on, so what will happen? When I0 is positive but V0 goes to the negative. The same operation now, we can call it as this is the 4 quadrant chopper. First initially what will happen? First we are going to make it as a chopper C1 and 1 and 4. Chopper 1 and chopper 4 is on. Chopper 1 and chopper 4 is on means output voltage is 0. And that we can call it as an output current also positive. That is the first quadrant chopper. When both, next time we are going to make it as a chopper 1 and chopper 4 is off. Chopper 1 and chopper 4 is off, but D2 and D3 is on. D3 and D3, only diodes. Next time is only because of the diodes, output voltage is negative. This we can call it as a fourth quadrant chopper. Next one, the remaining choppers. Remaining chopper is nothing but a CH2 and CH3 is on. CH3 and CH3 is on means I0 is positive, but B0 is negative. Next case, the fourth case, both the choppers CH2 and CH3 is off, but diodes are on. The diodes, remaining diodes D1 and D4 is conducting. Because of that, output voltage is V0. So it operates like a second quadrant chopper. So initially any two choppers will be on. Next, second case, the two diodes will be on. Third case, the two choppers will be on. And the fourth case, whatever the two diodes you on, that is off, and remaining two diodes will be on. Because of that, it operates like a four quadrant chopper. Effect of source and load current. The source and load current should be always small, as small as possible, to limit the transient voltage. That is the first condition. Next one is it may causes the commutation problems for the choppers, and also we are going to overcome this one, we are going to use the input filter to avoid the problems of the source inductance. And also the ripple current is inversely proportional to the load current and the chopper frequency, and peak load current depends on the load current. And also, to limit the load ripple current, a smoothing inductor is connected in series with the load. Impulse commutated chopper. Now last topic in this is impulse commutated chopper. So in the impulse commutated chopper, the impulse commutated choppers are widely used for high power circuits, under the high power circuit where the load fluctuations are not that much large. So there we are using the impulse commutated chopper. This we can call it as a parallel capacitor turn off chopper, or voltage commutated chopper, or classical choppers. So this is the simple circuit diagram of this circuit diagram of impulse commutated choppers. Now, so this impulse commutated chopper, it operates in a 5 different modes: mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, mode 4, and mode 5. So in the capacitor, to start the circuit, the capacitor initially it charges with the polarities, and then by triggering the T2, and also the capacitor C gets charged through Vs, C and T2 and the load. The next one is when the as the charge current decays to 0, thyristor T2 will be turned off, and also the capacitor charges with a plate of a positive. Now we'll see, we can assume this operation is divided into 5 different modes. It operates in a 5 different modes. In the mode 1 operation, we are going to assume this is the equivalent circuit of the mode 1. Here the thyristor T1, so we are going to assume only one thyristor, one diode. So thyristor T1 will be triggered at time t is equal to 1, and also the current will be passes like this. So through T1, D1 and L1 and C. So this is the this is the V0 of C, and I0 capacitor voltage and capacitor current. Now the second mode, we are going to consider only the T2. Only T2 we are going to consider. Here the current will goes like this. So here T2 is now fired at a commutated thyristor, of T1, and also T2 is on the capacitor voltage reverse bias and reverse bias T1 reverse bias of T1, and also turn it off. So now next one is so here the turn off time we can consider as the TC is nothing but a VC into C divided by IL. The total time required for the capacitor to discharge and the recharge is called as a commutation time. Already you know commutation time is nothing, the total time is required to discharge and recharge is called as a commutated time. And also at the end of the mode 2, the capacitor has recharged to Vs. Now mode 3 operation we are assuming as a freewheeling diode and also T2, the same thing. In addition to that one we are considering as a T2. So because of the freewheeling diode, the conduction and the load current is decreased. The energy stored in the source is transferred to the capacitor. So this is the VC of T, and this is the here where we can consider as the turn off time is nothing but a 1 by root LC, what we did in the commutation circuit, self commutation circuit. Next one is nothing but a mode 4 operation. Mode 4 operation we are assuming as a only D1 and freewheeling diode. So D1 and the capacitor has been overcharged Also because of that the voltage is above the source supply voltage, and also capacitor if are discharged in a reverse direction, so hence the capacitor current becomes negative. The capacitor discharges through LS, VS, freewheeling diode, and also D1 and L. Next, last one is nothing but a mode 5 operation. Mode 5 operation only we are assuming as a freewheeling diode. So when it is on the see so that because of that both the thyristors are off and the load current flows through the freewheeling diode here. So this mode will ends once the thyristor T1 is fired. I hope you understood. Thank you all. We'll see the remaining topics in the next class.